Hello everyone. Today my video is on triggers. Why we get triggered so easily, why we get angered so easily, and what some of the triggers are and what you need to work on. So triggers, your triggers and emotions are trying to show you what you need to deal with and what you need to heal and change. Our wounds are like magnets. They attract situations and people back to us. If you've experienced a lot of rejection in your life, that it is highly likely that you're carrying an unhealed wound and perceiving various experiences through the lens of rejection, and you fear rejection. I've had to deal with this one a lot. To move forward, you have to start loving the parts of you that you struggle with. And when you validate yourself, then you start to heal. So remember, and I wanted to show you this, and hopefully you can all see it. You are not your parents' inability to love you right. You are not a friend who could not care enough. You are not a lover who didn't love you back. You are enough and always have been, and you always will be. So let love in. If you keep avoiding self-love, then the universe is going to keep sending you people who don't know how to love you. And I have dealt with that a lot. I've dealt with a lot of rejection, self-worth, self-love issues, and it is a journey to healing. But once you start healing, just things start getting better, different people start coming into your life. And yeah, so let's continue with this triggers. Understanding your triggers. So I'm going to give you some triggers and let you understand why you actually feel that way. So bitterness, when you're feeling bitter, it shows where you are holding deep unresolved resentment. Emotional discomfort shows when something doesn't align with you. Judging others shows where you judge yourself. Raising your voice is usually a sign of feeling unheard. Rejection is an unresolved trauma, usually from being rejected by a parent or caregiver when you were a child. Your anger is usually telling you where you feel powerless. Anxiety is telling you that something in your life is off balance. Your fear is telling you what you care about. Apathy is telling you where you're overextended and burnt out. Your feelings aren't random, they are messengers. They are messengers. So they tell you what you need to know. Whatever is triggering you is telling you what needs to be healed within yourself. So remember, you were not created to please other people, ever. No one on this earth was ever created to please someone else. There is a difference between offering help and feeling like you need to help. So when you offer it, that's when you know you're healing, instead of feeling like you need to help or feeling guilty because you can't say no. So if you always feel guilty and don't want to do something, but then you do it anyways, you definitely need to start working on yourself and putting up some boundaries. So abandonment wounds, and hopefully I get these all right. You guys can snap these if you like. Let's see if you can see these. Okay, let's see if I can read these right. Abandonment wounds, when you feel left out, you fear being left out, you do not like being alone, you're codependent or threaten to leave, you normally attract emotionally unavailable people. Guilt wounds, you feel sorry or bad. You don't like to ask for things, uses guilt to manipulate, is afraid to set boundaries. Normally, this attracts people who make you feel guilty constantly. Trust wounds is when you're afraid to be hurt. You don't trust yourself. You find ways to not trust people. You feel insecure and need lots of external validation. You don't feel safe. And this normally attracts people to you who you don't feel safe with. So, and neglect wounds. Let's see if you can see that right there. Is when you struggle to let things go. You have low self-worth. You get angry easily. You struggle to say no. You have repressed emotions. You fear being vulnerable. This normally attracts people who don't appreciate you, or you feel not seen with these type of people. So those are some of the wounds that we carry. And comparison, that's a huge one, and that usually means you feel dissatisfied and disappointed with what you have if you're constantly comparing yourself to someone else. So if you frequently notice yourself feeling resentful, it is likely that you have overextended yourself or have offered things that you don't truly feel comfortable offering. Unhealed trauma will often manifest as resentment, and resentment's not a good feeling. I've felt this a lot. Refusing to ask for help when you need it, that is also a trauma response. When you find it hard to ask for help because throughout your life you've experienced an unbalance of give and take. So your instinct is always, I will figure this out on my own, because you've never been able to count on anyone growing up. And just self-reliance is all you've ever known. So the truth about triggers, people do not trigger you, they trigger your triggers. You are moved by your triggered reaction. You are not your triggers. You are not your triggers. Your trigger usually points to what you need to heal within yourself. You are responsible for your trigger and your healing. So you are the only one responsible for healing your triggers and why you're being triggered. Always, 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 this usually stems from childhood, something in your childhood. Other people trigger your ability to heal yourself, but the healer is always you. Whatever triggers you also reveals what you need to heal within yourself. So the people who make you uncomfortable are there to show you what you need to work on. And just remember, you do not ever need permission from anybody in this world to be who you are. Always be kind to yourself, and we all have our ups and downs. That is life. And just be kind to yourself, start loving yourself more, and many blessings on your healing journey, and maybe standing up for yourself more. And I wish everyone who comes across this the best of luck in life. Thank you.